guys? Welcome to Mixed by Genetics. It's your girl, Maria Park, and I'm here with my girl from across the pond, an even further pond than the UK. She's in Thailand now. We got Miss Victoria Rain. I almost called you Veronica, but it's that day because I'm sitting in my sound booth because nothing outside of here in my YouTube studio is working because that's just what it is today. But we're doing a quick video today where we're going to talk about a video that I saw probably I think we saw it about a month ago, by our favorite person, FlowerTower. She has a very, very strong dislike, or so it seems, for us mixed people. So she likes to make fun of us a lot. And this video is a perfect example of that because she did a mockumentary on what it's like. I guess she called it a day in the life of a biracial or biracial Rachel or something like that. So to just do a small kind of commentation on this, because really it's so stupid that it doesn't really, I don't need to drag it out. Some points that she made to me are preposterous as a mixed person who's been on this planet for almost 46 years. I have never done any of the crap that she says happens in this video. Case in point, the video starts off, and I will link it below. She basically says we get up in the morning and we basically jump on social media, Instagram, whatever, and we have to hashtag our mixedness, especially if we have curly hair. So we have to talk about our light skin and our curly hair in every post. Now, I don't know about you, Victoria, but I have a lot going on in my life. So I was fine for that. I have curly hair naturally. I have done like curly AF, posts because my hair is curly as fuck. It just is. But I don't go up here and say light skinned, curly as fuck, I'm better than you. But I don't understand that at all. At all.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. So as someone who I use Instagram quite a lot, and my hashtags, the only sort of like reference to my race is I do, for example, mixed race traveler. And the reason I do that is because there are other races that do that. But when you actually look for mixed race hashtags, there are none. So therefore, it kind of disproves the point that we spend our
time. You're traveling, so that could be like your niche. So that makes sense. I mean, but you're not getting up every day saying mixed girl eating a grapefruit, mixed girl going to the gym. No.
This is the thing. If you look at the hashtags, I'll be like, oh yeah, mixed race backpacker, because I'm like, I want mixed race people to have our own hashtags. It's what we always go on about, like mixed race people need their own things. So therefore, I would be a hypocrite to be like, oh, I'm gonna jump on a different hashtag knowing I'll get more interaction, which I would. I'm instead going to use this hashtag that no one uses, and then hopefully one day we start using it. But then if you actually look at the captions, never do I be like, oh, mixed race, curly hair, light skin. Never, ever.
Well, and then if we use another hashtag, even if it's something that's part of us, because we both have black in us, I have indigenous in me. If I would have said black girl magic, I would have been effing canceled. Canceled.
And if you weren't cancelled, you would be held out as an example of what's wrong with mixed race people.
Yeah. That's absolutely true.
It's one or the other. So when we use mixed race hashtags, we're also wrong for that because, it's because you think you're better than us that you're using this. Isn't like, okay, what do you want from me? Should I delete my account? It's not going to happen.
Well, and the next really weird point that she made is that we like to tell people that we are mixed all day long. Like so much that we talk in our sleep. In the video, she's like, I don't have to worry about that. I have to say it a certain amount of time, but I talk in my sleep. And she's like biracial. Now I'm multiracial, but semantics. I don't understand that because number one, I mean, I don't have time for that. I really don't. I don't talk to strangers. I'm in a pandemic. I mean, if I'm telling you where to put my groceries on the porch, you're lucky. I don't talk to you. But on top of that, if it wasn't a pandemic, why in the hell would I waste my life walking up to people? Hey, you know it's mixed. Hey, you, come here. You know it's mixed. I don't care. I'm pretty sure they don't care. It doesn't affect their life. It's not affecting my life. That's just, to me, it's just asking for trouble because you don't know how people are going to react to that any damn way. So I don't understand that at all. But to play devil's advocate, Victoria, if you are proud of being mixed, what the
Yeah.
hell is wrong with that? So everybody else gets to be proud of what they are, but we're not? What is that?
What I'm saying is, honestly, everything with being mixed is damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mentioned this in the video we just did, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because, like, for me, again, I do, first of all, backtrack. This is a huge stereotype. We've mentioned this in my stereotype videos. This is one we always hear. Oh, you lot always going on about being mixed race. Why are you always going on about being mixed race? We go on about it at the moment in our videos because we're bringing awareness. Of course, we're going to talk about it a lot. In my day-to-day life, I never talk about it unless someone asks me, oh, like, normally they say, where are you from? And I say, England. And they're like, oh, what about your family? Then I'll be like, oh, well, my mum's from Jamaica, my dad's from England. Then I'll tell them if they're asking me, but I'm not going to go, hello, my name is Victoria, I am mixed race. Thank you. That's what you need to know today. Like it's some AA meeting. It's not happening.
We need therapy. No, got to get over that immediately. No, I agree with that. And since I'm a voice actor, so I do commercials, video games, animations, and stuff like that. Because we are in a time of authenticity, I find myself having to give my bio to people, but that's normally because they want to cast someone who is like my grandmother's Nigerian. So, I mean, I have to ask them, look at me aesthetically. Am I okay to audition for this Nigerian role? Because she's not mixed. This is a completely Nigerian role. Sometimes they'll say yes. Sometimes they'll be like, no, we want authenticity. And I respect that. I do. Because at the end of the day, I'm mixed. I can't say anything about it. I try very hard not to go over go out for monoracial roles. I try very hard. Now, unfortunately, in the voiceover community, there are not a lot of mixed roles because that's not something that they think about. They don't think about us in that community. So in that space, if I want to be able to have a livelihood and survive, sometimes I do have to go over those roles, but I'm very respectful and I ask. And the reason I'm saying this is because my last name is Park. That is a Korean name. I cannot tell you how many people who see me, see my profile picture, read my bio, will still send me Korean American voice work only. And it's like, what is wrong with you? I know I'm ambiguous, but I'm not that ambiguous. So like, I do not look Korean. The only Korean about me is I'm married to my spouse. So I'm in my feelings, about that. On the flip side as well, I'm LGBTQ plus. Nobody has a problem with me saying that. I can say I'm queer as AF all the time. You will never have somebody say, unless you're homophobic, no one's gonna be like, oh, you over here throwing your gayness around, your queerness around, blah, 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 blah. Nobody says that because that is another group that will come for you, if you say anything. The problem is that mixed people do not have their own space. We don't. And then a lot of us have been taught that we need to identify with whatever we look like. And that is problematic as a whole, because then you have people like me. I don't look Nigerian. I don't think I look, indigenous, and I sure as hell don't look Scottish. So, and so it's really difficult when I'm like, who do I pick? Oh, you look Filipino or you look Hispanic. Just be that. No, that's not how that works. So, yeah, I'm in my feelings that she was calling that out as if it was something bad when every monoracial gets to be proud of what they are, except if you're mixed. That's BS.
And also, I think going on to your point where you're saying about looking a certain way, it's harder if you don't look a certain way. People look at me and say, oh yeah, but you look black. And I'm like, do I look black or do I look like the people you've been told are black but are actually mixed race? Which one is it? And if we had of like a very more defined mixed race is going to be mixed race, black is going to be black, then you'd have less people saying, oh, but you look black. Because I look mixed. It's just that we've been conditioned to see mixed people as black, mixed with black, as black. So therefore, when we see a mixed person, it's, oh yeah, they're black, but they're not, And it does boil down to the fact of like, if there was less judgment and stereotyping over someone saying, oh, I'm proud to be mixed, and it wasn't seen as this, then that means you hate your black side, or that means like your whatever your non-white side is, then that means, and it's seen as a negative by people, but I don't understand why, because it's not me saying I'm proud to be this is not me saying I hate being that. It's just me saying I'm proud to be both. I'm proud to be a mix of cultures and proud to be a mix of races. I don't understand how we're getting 2 plus 2 and getting 6. It's not making sense to
I
me.
don't understand it either. She makes 2 more points. Her overall channel and her so what she believes, actually what she believes, the statement she's trying to get across is true. When you're mixed, you're, especially if you're mixed and black, you're not black because you are taking the space of monoracials. It's true. When you're mixed,
Yeah.
you're mixed. Genetics don't lie. You go to the hospital, they're going to tell you you are mixed. You literally can be predisposed to things on every national or ethnicity you are. So it's biological, it's genetic, whatever. But the way she goes across it is just very nasty and very racist in a way and very insulting to mixed people. So one of the things that she said, again, you're not black. Stop saying you're black. Stop taking our space. So then it makes me wonder, historically, has she gone through and seeing all the people that have been the first black engineer, the first black this, and not realized that they are also mixed? So basically, when we're looking at, especially in this country, when we have African American Month, a lot of the people that are being focused are actually mixed race. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword in a way, if you really think about it. And then the other thing that she says, which is interesting, is so she's walking in this video and she starts talking about people coming up to her that are, black, and she calls them crusty. Like, did you see this crusty black person? And I'm like, what the hell? I don't know a mixed person that would feel confident enough, unless you're just an entitled B, and that could be any ethnicity, that
Yeah.
would just literally say something like that. If you're talking like a run-of-the-mill mixed person who grew up in a society where we were confused and had imposter syndrome most of our lives, we're not going to do that because we already know the shit we're going to get. And I don't even think on that level because I claim my blackness, so that's racist as hell. So you made this assumption and you put this out there, and I don't understand that at all. I don't know how we went from not being black to racist as hell in this video, and it's just, it blows my mind. It really does.
Yeah, and I think the issue is there are people like that, obviously, but there are like people like that in every single race. Like even monoracial groups are colorist within their own community. So you
Absolutely.
have that in every single community group, whatever. But for me, it was, I don't know, it felt very like it could be either something that she's heard in the past or like internalized, because I'm like, I genuinely don't know any mixed race person who would say that. I mean, I'm just speechless, like as in
I know.
it,
It doesn't
it's
make any
insane. And if I heard someone saying that, I'd be like, how hold up, let's just nip that right in the bud because hella racist. Like I'm just baffled. I'm just speechless. I can't
I
even
literally,
articulate.
when I saw that, I'm like, what is happening right now? How do we go from
Yeah.
here to here? I'm like, we went from being self-absorbed narcissists to being racist as hell in this video. And I'm like, so really what you're saying is not only are we not black or whatever the other POC identifying, that you are, we're also racist. So all mixed people are just racist, according to this video, this
We're
mockumentary.
just terrible people.
And the comments are always amazing because when you look at the comment thread, people are always like, this is funny, this is funny. Now, this has been a monoracial video about a POC, then again, we would be racist and canceled. But
Yes.
because it's a mixed person, it's fine. We don't exist for unicorns anyway. It's fine. And how
Mm.
dare you, as a mixed person, have a problem? How dare you feel offended? Why? I mean, the angels and the sun just shine out of your butt because you're mixed. What?
Yeah.
Like, they
Your
have
life is blessed.
yeah. Like when a mixed person complains about identity crisis, they're like, "Oh, well, I mean, that's a first world problem, right?" Really? It's such an ostracizing feeling when you don't identify with anything. Like you claim it, but you can't say you're 100% in anything. So they
Mm.
don't understand the separation of culture and the separation of, all of this identity because you have mixed parents and you have dueling, sometimes multiracial, cultures going on at the same time. What do you do? What do you identify with? Who do you pick? And then would the other parent be offended if you pick this side and blah, blah, blah? It's a conversation that monoracial people will never have to have in their
Mm.
homes. And they don't understand how hard that is growing up, feeling like you're always going to offend someone in your family if you lean more to one side or the other. So to have them tell us what we are That's very insulting because the struggle's already real for us and we don't need the help and we never asked you for it.
Mhm.
So that is problematic to me. It
And
really
I
is.
think also the identity crisis, we've spoken many times, I've done videos about it as well. It connects mixed race people, but even that in itself is very, very different for people. Because, for example, for me, I was raised with both sides of my family. I was raised to be mixed race, be proud to be mixed race. But there are other people who are raised in very racist families who are like, just because their daughter or their son had a child with a non-white person doesn't mean the family's not racist. And so their identity would I can't even imagine what they must, if I, who was raised with both sides, was like, what is happening? I can't even imagine what it must have been like to be raised with racists and be like, hang on, my whole family hates the fact that I'm half this other race. How do I process that? And so for these sort of journeys that we have to go on, as you were saying, it is a very, very sensitive thing. It's a very individual thing. Yes, as mixed race people, we can relate to each other, but then for someone who has no idea what that is like, of course, not taking away that other races have their own struggles as well that we might not necessarily relate to as well, but we don't sit here and mock it. But we don't
Yeah.
sit here and make videos and say, ha ha ha, your life is so blessed. What have you got to worry about? We sit and listen and be like, oh, tell me more. I'm sorry to hear that. What can we do to help? But no one wants to do the same.
Nope. It's not even because it's not an issue. And like really quickly, because we want to wrap this video up. I don't want to make this really long, but I know a few mixed people, one specifically I talked to, and he told me that the reason that he identifies as black, even though he looks like he could be Hispanic or something else, I'll let you know, is because he doesn't feel like answering questions. He doesn't feel like going through the drama. And I'm like, that is the problem with mixed people. So many mixed people feel like it's just so much easier if they just pass and they don't have to talk about this, and then they become the biggest champions for not being mixed. It's insane. It's absolutely insane because at the end of the day, genetics, they don't lie. Your
Mm,
parents are your parents. You cannot get rid of one and you basically expect to be here. It's just that's not how that works. So
exactly.
it's very frustrating. It is very frustrating. Give me some closing thoughts, Victoria, on Flower Tower's video.
Closing thoughts is, please do not stereotype mixed race people. We've done this, we've mentioned this many, many times. Most of us, I'm not going to say all of us, because obviously can't speak for everyone. Most of us are not like this. We do not go to bed and look, oh, biracial, biracial, biracial. We do not think of how we can kind of celebrate in terms of we're better than everyone. No, that does not happen. Most of us are having our own crisis going. Like, that's what we're normally focused on. And I would say, please do not make racist assumptions either. So, just a lot of no's. So really just don't.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So yeah, and really quickly, my closing thoughts are stop making a universal mixed person. And what I mean by that, stop putting out this idea that every mixed person is this one way and they do this one thing. This is how they think, this is how they act. Stay away from them. I mean, it's just we're not. We're individuals. We have the right to love ourselves. We have the right to say we're mixed, and nobody has the entitlement. Nobody has the like, I guess, because I want to say it really is an entitlement. I guess like the I don't know. I feel like the right to tell somebody what they should be. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm not coming in your house and doing it, so stay out of mine. That's basically how I feel about that situation. But all right, I told you it's going to be a short video, guys. Make sure you head over to Victoria Rain's channel called Victoria Rain, and she has blogs. She's living in Thailand now, so you get to see the mixed girl perspective over in Thailand, where she really is a minority right now.
Yeah.
And just kind of check out some other blogs. She does a lot of mixed content, obviously, too, over there. So like, subscribe, do all the things. Make sure you click on the bell so you know when she posts next. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, what is wrong with you? Make sure to do the same here. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll be coming back to you with more videos in the future because we always have so much to talk about. But until then, you guys have a great day or a great evening, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.